Welcome back to Coral Roots. I am about to do a project at the wrong time of day, but this is the time that I have, so this is what we are doing. Yeah, it's like, you can see I'm pirating, right? It's like 1 o'clock, literally not like, it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gathering all of my supplies and my items to do said project, and then the other thing I'm waiting for, here, let me show you. I'm waiting for Eddie to have a break in his action in there. I want him to move that umbrella over to here because the desert rose, specifically the one on the left, is our project. And that project is Project Rescue the Roots. I'm going to do both of the pots, so positioning it so that the shadow goes on both would be great. I don't know if he can hear me. How do you want me to help you? I better go put my phone on the tripod over here, huh? How do you want me to help you?
Tell me where you want it.
I just did, but you probably didn't hear me. I'm going to be doing both pots, so wherever we can position it so that the shadow goes on both would be fabulous.
I don't know if that's going to be possible here.
Well, then focus on that one, I guess. Do you want me to go get the weights?
Nope.
Huh?
Not right now. I think we got to see where we want it.
Okay, I just was offering help.
I know.
I don't know why that slides so hard. It's so annoying.
Punch your head. Sorry. I don't want to punch you.
Thanks. Got 2 of them that are off, huh?
Reach it.
Oh my gosh, that's going to make such a difference.
You want to come stand on this so I can move those up? Yeah.
It would make way more sense to do this earlier or later, but this is the time that I have, so this is when I'm working on it. Watch out, little baby! You're in the way! Watch out, little baby! You're in the way! Literally just standing here pouring sweat. Ugh, I hate the sports bra that I have underneath this shirt. It like bunches and it's...
I have conference calls from 2 to 4, just so you know.
Okay. It's fine. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Carol, what else do we need? We need... She can stay with me until she gets hot and bangs on the door like a fruitcake. I'm gonna have to move that camera phone though. Oh, look at, she thinks we're going in. I'm not going in, Carol. Now you're gonna be stuck back and forth. I think I'm just gonna use some of this leftover dirt that the plants didn't grow in rather than opening a new bag. think I'm gonna have to put you guys in the shade. How's this gonna work? I'm not sure. Let's figure out your spot. the neighbor over there whistled at the other guy, and Carol thought it was for her to see her look up real quick. I might have to even reposition you again, peeps. Can you even see? Probably not. Oh, I have 3 gloves. I only have 2 hands and 3 gloves. Oh, Carol, you're perfectly positioned in there. What are we doing? What are we doing, Carol? I referenced that this is the time I have. So my real job is as a realtor, and today is kind of a busy day. Not kind of, it is a busy day. So, backtrack. I have some clients that we put in an offer yesterday, and so they, not this winter, but the last winter, so winter 2025, they put their house on the market in Arizona. And unfortunately, they didn't sell. So they took their house off them. So that's when I started talking to them. So then they took their house off the market because of that. And I have ants. Are they in the plant? Probably. Anyway, so they took their house off the market. We've kept in touch, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then they did some updates. They painted the exterior, painted their kitchen cabinets, did some different things, and ended up selling. And they closed on their house the end of July. And then they sold everything and literally drove over to Florida. And I met them in person for the first time yesterday after, you know, almost 2 years. I better take my shoes off. I bet they get full of dirt. After 2 years, almost 2 years, I guess that's not quite true. Almost 2 years. Met in person, toured homes, and ended up putting in an offer on a house. Now, I think, much to the surprise of a lot of people think there's only like, you know, $1 million homes or $750,000 homes here. There's actually quite a good amount of options in what I guess I would refer to as regular people price points. And these guys, oh, I really thought that was going to be all the way down there. Look at that. I was expecting the roots to go all the way into the hole in here, and I can show you that in a sec, because it was not draining. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to put this in the way again. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to put this on the ground. And I'm going to judge you guys. What I'm doing with this desert rose, sidebar to the sidebar, I don't even know. I want to pot it up. I want to add some more drainage to it because it was holding water. Like the pot holds water when we have the monsoons come through. So I'm just using some leftover orchid mix because it's super loose, lightweight. And then I didn't bring it out here. Gotta go grab it. Trying to build like a more aerated soil here, I guess, is long story short. I'm gonna do a boat ton of this perlite, or sorry, not perlite, vermiculite. Thank you, Carol, for putting yourself on my wet, sweaty legs, as well as some sand, which I don't know that I'm gonna be able to. Is this already open? Yes, it is. All right, and it's super duper heavy. Plus, I'm going to use my leftover potting mix from the not geraniums, the petunia. Carol keeps going in my way. From the petunias that didn't take, which, funny enough, the cheap generic ones, they're thriving. I'll show you that in a little bit. Wow, the concrete is way hotter on my feet than the marble. I know that probably sounds obvious, but it's like a significant temperature difference. Wow. All right, so anyway, we're gonna put a bunch of sand because desert roses, like their name implies, are a desert type of a plant, and they don't like being crazy wet, which is what they have been in here because of the drainage problem that I already referenced. So, hoping that we can, I mean, they've been looking really good, honestly, but as long as we thought that we had a full roots down the middle, and we don't, we're just going to address it completely. And then I actually think I'm going to repurpose this as my drain hole cover because it will drain. And I did bring out my bulb planter, which I use as a mixer. I go mess. I feel like I should do this one at the same time. Let's put you in the shade so you're not like out in the elements. I don't have any more landscaping fabric out here. Girl, you're so helpful. You're right in my way again. How do you know it's right where I want to stand? Huh? All right. Question, do we need more in here? Answer, I think we do. Let me go grab another one of those pots. Are you enjoying being in the shade underneath there? So as I was saying, before I interrupted myself, the house that we have an offer in on is at an incredibly affordable, reasonable price point. Now, what are you, oh, she's got a shell. The condition of the house reflects that. But these buyers are okay with that and are planning to do some work with that house. The only thing right now that could be a potential no-go is in Florida. Insurers will not insure homes with old roofs, which I feel like is probably the case all over the country at this point because people, like, I feel like when I grew up, nobody got roofs replaced by their insurance, even if you got hail, but now everybody claims hail or storm damage. So insurers are pretty leery to just randomly insure houses with older roofs because they probably are going to get claimed storm damage. Anyway, so this house has a 16-year-old roof, so it's not going to get insured. So that will factor into our negotiations, which that's upcoming. So anyway, I'm out here because this is the time that I have to do it because of that negotiation and all of that work, as well as it just gives my mind something to do other than just sitting on my computer waiting for replies. And then I can go in and hopefully there'll be some fun, positive news from the seller on our last round of negotiation. And then hopefully by end of today, we will be officially under contract. And then from there, we'll get an inspection and all of that entails and all that fun. Until then, we are working on the desert rose. And it's, I thought, going to be deep entangled roots, which I was going to do a very fun and witty tie-in to coral roots. All right, I went around to the front yard to get this ginormous shovel. Funny enough, I don't have like a small garden spade type hand shovel, trowel, whatever you want to call it. Let's pull all of the old dirt off of it. Oh, hold on. I know I'm going to get dirt in my shoes. That's why I keep taking these off. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Cute little desert rose. This guy has grown so much in the time that I have owned it. If you're new here, this house is actually the house that we bought from my mom after my dad passed away. And this was his, quotes, his retirement house because my mom didn't really enjoy Florida. Anyway, so the desert roses were actually things that he had bought and he loved them. And I have managed to not only keep them alive, but I believe they are being very prosperous. Let's get all the wet stuff off. Now, I don't think I'm technically doing this in the best time of year. I think you're supposed to actually do this when roses or desert roses are more dormant. Oh yeah, look at that. So that is what was down in the hole there. I'm going to cut that off. And then maybe some of these stragglers, throw some dirt in the bottom, and then repot it. I'm going to be filthy, especially because I am sweating, so all the dirt's going to stick to me. I'm going to have to hose off like a little kid out here. But I think it's always just kind of so interesting. That's an up north phrase, but fun and brave of people. Like, they really have only been to Cape Coral, I think she said, like one time. And they made this huge move. I mean, or are making, I should say, this absolutely enormous move. They don't have friends here. They are going with this lesser priced house because they're not technically retirement age, but they both don't want to have to get full-time job. They're probably in their, I don't know, maybe early. This is the least sharp tool I could use. It's probably not great for this. So they're going to be building their best Florida life. Like from literal scratch. Yeah, look at these roots that are kind of all in a circle here. Wow. That's called a calyx, I believe. The thicker, this top part. I almost feel like it needs more, like a bigger, I almost need to pot it up, don't I? I don't have anything bigger. I mean, I have that one over there, but okay, let's look at this guy. This one's definitely not as developed. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't fall on my cute little stool that I thrifted off the garbage day's garbage. Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna need a shower. At least it doesn't have ants. If it had ants, I'd be screaming. I don't like ants. They work together and yeah. Like that old, I don't know if it was an Alfred Hitchcock or one of those like bee movies back in the day, the big giant ants that came that, like if you look at it now, like how lame, but I'm also a scaredy cat, so even now, I would be, just hit me in the face, would be afraid of it. That's why I don't like ants. Okay, so I'm trying to get all the stuff kind of out of it. Yeah, look at how much smaller this calyx is than this one. Like, by a lot. And this one doesn't have quite as much wrapping. It's like little knuckles. It's a longer one there. Alrighty, is it gonna start storming on me? Very Floridian. I'm sure you're supposed to sanitize these in between and also not like rip. These are not cutting. I need to sharpen them. Like that's much the story of all my tools and knives. I realize this probably doesn't look like I'm enjoying myself, but I actually am. It's kind of interesting to see what it looks like down here. The last time I potted this up was, it's got to be over a year and a half ago, because we got these pots from a friend of ours down here that didn't match her aesthetic of this house in Florida. Hers is much more modern. When I say this, I mean her house. Ooh, look at those little baby caterpillars right there. Bye. It's those little caterpillars that love to eat. All the leaves. I am going to put some of the BT in here. I do think after rainy season, this guy needs a pruning because he's very flat versus this direction. Isn't that funny? Definitely needs a training to, let's grow. I don't know why it's growing like that. All right, well, yeah, you. This is why I was trying to not get everything so dirty, but that is always not the case for me. I didn't notice that this other guy had caterpillars on it. Does it? Probably does. Yep. Oh yeah, we're gonna be getting some rain here. Shit! We gotta go fast, guys. Yeah, look at the clouds. Ow. Not looking great for me. Okay, let's hyperlapse you because that's hyper. Well, sorry, no mic, because I was running around like a crazy person. Eddie ended up having to come out. I had to stand on the umbrella so he could bring an extra weight over because we actually hadn't done the weight. And yeah, ran around. He helped me quick shovel in. I had to put more dirt in. It was a thing. I now have more over here. Look at my mess. But that is a Florida summer storm in a nutshell. We don't quite have the rain yet. But the sky is just, look at those clouds just moving. We did have some thunder and a little crack of lightning, so definitely do not stand out in the open. So I guess I will show you the desert roses once the sun returns. Maybe it'll be a half hour, maybe it'll be 3 hours. Hard to say. Carol thought it was very exciting though, didn't you? And if you were wondering, yes, my legs are filthy. Uh-oh. Just as I was gonna record. I gotta go get the metal rod out of the pole. Mess! Everything is blown over! Oh my god, ow! Tripped on the shovel! Look at the poor little powder puff is like almost sideways. That is some wind out there. Holy macaronis. Came on fast! It is the next day, officially. We did go under contract. Woo! So that's exciting. So now we have inspection and blah, 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 a bunch of other stuff. But I wanted to show you. Ta-da! You're not really going to be able to tell any difference from the beginning of the video to the end, other than they've been repotted. And do I have... I think I got all the caterpillars off. I did put the BT in there, and then of course it poured rain, as you saw, and probably rinsed it all off, but I don't see any. Our neighbors are getting a pool cage, so that's the noise you probably hear. But yeah, so happy ending, both for the desert roses as well as the new Cape Coral residents. T-minus time until they close, so they get to start building their best Florida life. Thanks for watching.